Okay, it's recording. Back on the eccentric project. Here on a chilly winter day in Detroit. Kind of interesting. Woke up to snow. Yesterday I was outside in a t-shirt and socks with no shoes with the dog for a little bit. It was so nice out. But anywho, I'm still getting over a cold, so I sound like crap. But I have it sitting on a cottage cheese lid, so don't scratch the counter up. But it came out really good, nice and smooth. And like I mentioned in the other video, I use lapping compound in there and let it run on the lathe. And then after a bit, added some oil until it got really quiet, nice and smooth. Now I might even polish this guy. I love this stuff. It's real creamy. There's no grit or pumice in it. Really good stuff. So I'll go over that with this, and then the eccentric strap being cast iron against steel. I'm going to re-scrape it. You can see where it was scraped 112 years ago or so. There's a lot of reasons for this. You're not so much gouging out nicks for the oil to rest as you are taking down the high spots. I could put a die on here, run it, then the shiny spots that are high you just kind of knock down with a carbide piece. There's a lot of YouTube videos on scraping. It's really interesting. It sounds boring as hell, but really neat. You don't want this grabbing. If it gets hot, it'd be catastrophic. It would just wrap around the wheel, and then like heavy bar stock, and it would be really awful. So I want that running smooth. There's no babbitt there. And what basically this does, move the camera around without jiggling it, kind of like on this little steam engine. It's the eccentric. Reciprocating motion there. And it's going to run the magneto for the ignition on the mill engine. And it only needs to move a little bit. And this is our, what we started with. It doesn't look like it, but this is actually 2 billets. Made a real nice surface here. They went together smooth. See how there's a seam there. And drilled and tapped, and then bolted from the back the 2 pieces so I can machine it. And man, was it time consuming. I'm sure there's a million ways to do it, but like I mentioned, I'm no machinist. But what this guy drives over here, if I can move the camera around a bit. This is the inside of the magneto. Your magnets down here, your coils, like a little breaker point there. And around the back, here's a piece of bar stock I started finishing. It just nudges. That's it. Bang. And that makes the spark. Just a tiny bit of motion. Kind of amazing how many volts it generates to jump a nice big spark. And that's it. Interesting motion. This was somewhat rusty. I don't know if you could pick that up or whatnot, but a lot of this stuff, you don't need fancy machine tools. A lot of it, cordless drill, sandpaper, a piece of glass with sandpaper stuck to it. That rubber back purple 3M stuff will just stay right to a piece of glass. Glass is reasonably flat. I was at a model engineering show, and this fella had a steam engine his grandpa had made before he was born when he was a kid. He was like 14 years old, he said, and he made it get a drill press and a file and some sandpaper, and well, there you have it. Anyways, that's the eccentric project. I'll keep you posted. We'll see how it comes out. I just have to machine the back of this here to the proper thickness. Oh, and you can see where I drilled and tapped and where the two pieces. And again, that's so I don't have to take a flywheel that weighs more than 1,000 pounds off that engine. I don't want to do it anyways because it runs so true, both of them. So this way I get to leave the flywheel on the engine and put the two pieces around the shaft and have my eccentric drive. But there you have it. Thanks for watching.